So this anime is called The Beginning After the End. And this anime has been making its rounds for having terrible animation. And I get it, guys. We watch anime not just for the pure story. We watch it for the, the OST, the openings, the endings, the sound effects, the animation, how the animation is utilized for its unique concept arts, and of course, everything in between, guys. I get it. We're not here trying to read a book, and just get a lot from the story. But I get it, guys. We're not here just for that. We're not here just to like manga, to black and white pages, dark paneling and, bubbles here and there. We're not here for that. And I get it, guys. But this really has outdone itself with its really great storyline. And we really just gotta, take what we can get when it comes to animes, because, most of the time, things are not gonna get better, guys. They might get better season by season as the budgeting for the specific anime gets better and better. When it gets more and more popular, just look at Kingdom. Kingdom is about the Fei Xing gang, or in China, and their animation the first season with the 3D CGI was just horrendous. It was just terrible. But season after season, the budgeting just got better, the animation got better, got more enjoyable. The storyline, of course, was always superb and well done, in my opinion. But through the storyline, I stuck around, guys, just like with this anime right here. If you guys don't know what this is, I'm gonna read this real quick, guys. For any of you guys don't know what this is, and of course it's been making its rounds, like I said, on the interwebs, about how terrible the animation is, that it looks like a PowerPoint. But anyways, the story, once upon a time, the story follows the strongest king in history, Gray. Although he possesses unparalleled power, wealth, and fame, there is no one who stands by his side, and he trusts no one. One day, Gray suddenly meets his death and is reincarnated as the powerless infant named Arthur in a world of magic, surrounded by a loving family and companions. Arthur starts to experience joys in his new life that he never knew in his previous one. However, during a journey, his family is attacked by bandits. Thus begins the second life, filled with love and adventure. So there's a quick recap, guys. And of course, here you can see here more details about him, about this episode. This isn't really spoilers, because if you guys are watching episode 3, I can tell that you guys are enjoying the storyline as much as I am. You guys are ignoring the naysayers. You guys are ignoring the hype. Joining and I get it. The animation was bad. I get it. But you're not hooting and hollering like everybody else. You're on episode 3, so I'm thinking you guys are getting the same effect as I am. Really enjoying this anime despite what everyone says about the animation. And I was, decently critical as well. I was saying that this is not the optimal animation. It's not. It really isn't. It could be done better. But you gotta give it credit where credit's due. The art is still really good. Look at the lines, are they're nice and defined. If it was just had a little bit more care into how it's carried out, it would have been a 10 out of 10 animation style. But you can't deny that the art is really good. They really paid attention to the art. It looks like a really good, it's like when you color if only, I don't know if you guys have read a manga that's actually been colored in, or maybe comic books. That's how it feels like to me. And for a lot of you guys, you guys never played a light novel. I forced myself to play half of the light novel, and I was dying because of all the paneling, and you only see the text going down the screen. And the only light novel or game that comes too close to as a light novel is Fate Grand Order, FGO, guys. And I barely can even read the storyline unless I stream it. Of course, I stop my streaming. But anyways, long story short, guys, this is Arthur King Gray Lewin. And right in this episode, he meets this dragon. And it just was such a heartwarming moment to see him bond with this dragon. And somehow this dragon knows everything about him. Okay, so Arthur Lewin is the main protagonist in the beginning of the end. In his previous life, he was a king named Gray before he was reincarnated into a new world onto the continent of the Cathan. Alright, so King Gray has mastered the functions of Ki, that is like mana, in the new world. So he awakened his mana core at the age of 3 and was able to manipulate all 4 elements. So this is like really impressive. Also, Also, as he was a fine swordsman in his previous life, he used those tactics to get greater achievements as the new Arthur, you know, his younger Arthur body. Later he met Sylvie. So Sylvie's this dragon, daughter of the almighty deity, okay, who gave Arthur her beast will. So you can see here on his arms, he's gaining that beast will. And also Sylvie taught Arthur the art of absorbing mana from external nature, though Arthur was an augmenter. So yeah, an augmenter means he just knows how to get really powerful throughout his body. Pretty much, you know, a dude, like, he can pretty much just steroid himself in any given situation. So yeah, that's actually impressive, right? That's actually pretty much new. That's news to me, guys. I didn't really know he was an augmenter, but now I guess he can use magic and augment, which is like broken. So yeah, this is obviously another power leveling anime, you know, giving it, you know, a little bit of a solo leveling kind of a feel, but not really. I would say that this is a little bit more deep. You know, it's showing more of Arthur's human side versus his king dark side, where he was pretty much just overtaken by, well, he didn't even realize that he was overtaken by sheer bloodlust, rage, control, and authority. And the bro was heartless. He would just kill families even if they defied one of his rules, as seen many times by his flashbacks. You know, so he's really been battling this type of emotions, especially this Silva girl. You know, found Arthur. Well, he actually knows Arthur more than we thought she knew Arthur. But yeah, there's just a lot of mystery going on here about who really is the Silva, who's this dragon, what is her key role, and I hope we see more about her, because really, to me it seemed like she was about to, like, you know, die, which would suck a lot, because I really am interested in this this dragon-like beast that we see before us. But as you can see here, it was so heartfelt. The last moments between, see, I enjoyed living here with you, Arthur. You know, Sylvie says, and of course Arthur, you know, likewise felt the same way about Sylvie. And like, guys, if you guys haven't seen this episode, you guys will know that the storyline just carried the hell out of it. It was so heartfelt. It was so spiritually felt. It was so heartwarming and so wholesome to see such a rigid king from his past life become a little bit softer, a little bit kinder, not be full of bloodlust, and actually want to just protect Silva, and actually decided to want to protect his family as well. See, I can't protect you with my power, can I, right, at the moment? And so he's seeing how he, you know, he's seeing that he's weak at the moment, and he's really now battling his inner demons, in my opinion, and his dark past as the king that pretty much ruled with an iron fist. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. Peace.